Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley. Today I am very excited because I'm going to be talking about my favorite lippies from 2023. So lipsticks, lip glosses, I have a lip balm in here too, a bunch of really great items here. So I'm excited to share them with you. I'm not really going to be including reds in this because my next video is going to be ranking my red lipsticks, and those would all be like my favorites from 2023 and just ranking them. So this is mostly going to be nude and pink lip colors, maybe a little berry thrown in there, but I am very excited. I think I'm gonna try to go from like the easiest to take off to the most challenging to take off. I want to start with the e.l.f. O-Face lipstick in Dirty Talk. So this really surprised me this year. I did a whole review on them, but I wasn't crazy about the shade. So I like the formula. It's supposed to be, I think, more of a, I want to say, is it satin lip? But to me, this is really just more creamy than anything else. Like I said, I had a hard time finding shades that I really liked, but this one was definitely my favorite. And I ended up reaching for it a lot to the point where I realized, oh, I must actually really like this shade in this formula because I keep reaching for it. And I do. It's a really easy one to just grab, put it on and go out the door. It's a cooler toned lipstick, more mauve-y, so it does go with a lot of like cooler toned eye looks and things like that, but I really like this one. So notice, especially with my skin tone, it's just a really pretty cooler toned nude kind of shade, of course with different skin tone, different color lips, you know, it's gonna look different. That's kind of the cool thing about lipstick. But I have really enjoyed this one this year, and it's just funny because I liked it when I tried it in the video. I just didn't think there were enough shades in it. Even like the red shades and stuff, I just wasn't a fan, but this one is actually really pretty. And this is actually a perfect opportunity to talk about another favorite lip product from this year. So this is actually a lip product remover, and it's from JCat. It's their Invisible Matte Lip Makeup Remover. This has been such a cool find. I bought it on a whim from CVS, and the way that it works is you take it and you can put some on your finger. You could just put it straight on as well, and then you massage it onto the lips, and then you take a towel and wipe it off, and it actually comes off really well. Even like liquid lipstick comes off super well with this. So big fan of this. I figure I could use a makeup remover wipe, but my lips are just going to be dead by the end of this. So that was another favorite lip product from this year that I definitely wanted to mention in this video because no one talks about it, and it does such a good job. Okay, this next favorite is a more recent favorite from the last couple of months, but I have had to stop myself from using it. It is so good. It's actually a limited edition Christmas lipstick, but it's made me want to actually buy their regular line of this formula. It's the Colourpop Luxe Cream Lipstick, and it's in the shade Clarice. So I bought two of these. I bought one that is in like a cranberry red sort of shade, which is the Rudolph one, and this is the Clarice, which is the nude shade. It's a really cool toned peachy nude shade, and this is another one that's so easy to just grab, put it on your lips really quickly, and then just go out the door. And it does look really pretty, especially with, I would say, my skin tone as a nude shade. Of course, again, it's gonna look different if you have more of a deeper complexion than me, but it's so pretty. Just such a pretty peachy shade. Like when that's what you're going for, more of a peachy, cool tone peachy, this is beautiful. I will have to investigate to see if they have another shade in this that is similar in this formula. Obviously you could just buy a, backup of a few of these, but if they have any extra, they might even be on sale right now. I really like this. I felt like I had to mention it because I literally like had to stop myself from using it because I was trying to use reds obviously during the holiday season, but I kept reaching for this because it was so just easy and looked good with everything. The lip liners in this are also awesome. Those I really need to look into because I used up the entire lip liner that went with this because I used it with other lipsticks as well because it was so good. Okay, this next one was a favorite last year as well. I love this one, you guys. This is the MAC Powder Kiss formula in the shade Teddy 2.0. This is their Powder Kiss shade of Velvet Teddy, which is probably my favorite lipstick shade of all time, but this is in their Powder Kiss formula. It's a little bit more matte, but still kind of moisturizing, and it's still going to transfer because it's not like a liquid lipstick, but it is, because it is more matte, the transfer of it is not nearly as quick or as much as cream type of lipsticks. This one is a little bit more on the peachy brown tone side than the original Velvet Teddy, this is definitely my go-to lipstick. Like when I want a nude and I don't really want to think about it, this is the one I just immediately grab for, because again, it always looks good. You can kind of see like it does transfer, but it's not a crazy amount and it still looks good on the lips. This is one that just like, it doesn't dry out the lips, but it has that matte look. It looks good all day. Like it's just so pretty. I really, really love this formula, and I love this shade as well. So this, I had to mention it again in a favorites because it's just, again, probably my favorite lipstick. Now this next one is an oldie but a goodie, but I kind of like rediscovered it this year. It's the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. So this is, again, it's an OG product from them. It is kind of similar to the Powder Kiss formula in that it's a little bit more pillowy, powdery. It has a matte look. It's not going to transfer super easily. This is another more brown toned nude. It's funny the way that I discovered this one, because I remember, gosh, this has got to be like 4 or 5 years ago already. This is a new one of this, by the way, that I purchased within the last year. I was looking up on different beauty blog sites, like what are the perfect nude lipsticks, like ones that everyone considers this a perfect nude shade. And this shade, London, from this formula was on, it was like really near the top of the list. I remember that on a lot of different blog sites. And I decided to try it and I was like, I totally see that. This is one that a lot of people consider like a perfect nude shade no matter your skin tone. So that's really cool. And I do love it. It's another one that is like, I don't have to question it. I know that it's gonna look good. Definitely more of a brown toned, but I think it's really, really pretty. So I love this one, and they do still sell it. Like I said, I bought this one in the last year. And it's funny, it leads me to my next favorite, which is kind of like the sister formula of that one. This is the NYX Smooth Whip Matte Lip Cream in the shade Parfait. So this one is a lot more moussey than the original matte lip cream from NYX, and I love it, you guys. It's really pretty. This shade is like a perfect dupe for if you've ever tried Ciate's Pinup. That one is one they still make. It's sold out all the time because it's like a favorite shade of from people, and it, like I said, it's still often sold out. This is a great dupe shade. I tried this and I loved it, and I was like, it reminds me of something, and then I realized what it was. I love this formula too because it really gives your lips more of a like plumper kind of look because it is so moussey, but it still looks matte. You know what I mean? If you're not into the glossy type of looks, this is really pretty. I love this shade. It's like a dark pink shade. So gorgeous, and again, a dupe for that pinup shade. So if you have a hard time getting your hands on that one because it's often sold out, I would try this one, because I will say this one is going to transfer more because that one is more of a true liquid lipstick, but still kind of powdery. This one is definitely more on the moussey side, so it is going to transfer like this. But in terms of the actual shade, the shade is almost exactly the same, and it is really, really pretty. I have loved this formula this year too. I love the original matte lip cream, but the whipped one is also really, really good. Definitely gives your lips more of a pillowy, plump kind of look instead of the original matte lip cream, which is more of a matte, kind of flatter look. Okay, my lips are starting to get stained from all this, but that's okay. So let's move on to a lip gloss. This is pretty much the only true gloss that I have in this video. It's the only true gloss that I reached for a lot this year. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in the shade Coconuts About You. This is so pretty. It's not sticky at all. It's almost like an oil, but much thicker in a good way. Like it's definitely a gloss, but it almost has an oil kind of, I almost said undertone, oil kind of base, I guess I should say. And this shade is really pretty because it's a very light nude kind of shade. It's almost clear when you put it on. It also has a really fruity kind of fun scent. So I really like this one this year, and I'm not a big gloss person. I will say this was a favorite from a lot of people this year. I never heard people mention something I experienced with this formula is a little bit of tingling, nothing like normal lip plumpers, and this isn't marketed as a lip plumper, but it does make your lips look more plump, and that's the reason why I think I feel this sort of tingly feeling when I put this on. It doesn't last forever though. It only lasts for a few minutes and then it wears off, the tingling feeling. But this is so pretty. You can put it on top of lipstick and it looks really beautiful. It looks really beautiful on its own. I love the shade. I love the formula. And that's really saying something because I'm not a huge gloss person. So I have just loved this one this year as well. Such a good find. I feel like no one was mentioning these for a while and then all of a sudden they totally blew up. So I have loved this one. I found it pretty early on and loved them. So this is such a good formula if you haven't tried these. This next one is it's sort of red leaning, kind of like that Parfait shade from the NYX Smooth Whip, but definitely I wouldn't say is like a true red. This is the Rare Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Bold. This is such gorgeous packaging, like so much from Rare Beauty. You click the bottom and it pops out. It's really gorgeous. I have reached for this one a lot this year. It's supposed to be all nude shades. They do sell a red now on their actual website, at least I think that they still do. And that was, I know the proceeds for that were supposed to go straight to charity. This one is just from their regular nudes line at Sephora. I like this one because it had a little bit more color. This is so pretty. A true matte lipstick that is just gorgeous when you want nude, but you want just a little something extra. And it's great because it just glides on. You know, so many matte lipsticks will skip because they're so matte that it's just like immediately the second you put them on your lips, they're matte. This one is sort of more creamy when you first put it on and then it dries down after a few minutes and then it's more of a true matte. It's still going to transfer. Again, it's not a liquid lipstick, but it is mostly matte. Doesn't make your lips look too like dry or flat. It doesn't dry them out. It's just a perfect matte formula. I have just loved this year, and I love this shade because it's so unique. More of a reddy, bricky, brown toned kind of nude shade. Just super pretty. We're getting into the most challenging 3 to remove basically, and then I have one bonus at the end. So this is the Kylie Velvet lipstick in the shade Bare Velvet. This is so pretty, you guys. I've always been a fan of the Kylie liquid lipsticks. I know not everyone is. They did change the formula of the original liquid lipstick, so they're not quite as drying as they used to be, but the velvet is really nice. If you've always found the liquid lipstick, the original, and then even this reformatted too drying, this could be a great option for you. It's more, again, velvety, more powdery, not going to be totally transfer proof, but looks beautiful on, like looks like it's staying put for sure. And I love this shade. It's such a pretty, again, more mauvey, pinky nude shade. It's along similar lines as their Candy K shade that I really, really love from the original formula. Similar type of shade, maybe a tad lighter, but this one is so pretty. What I still love about liquid lipsticks is how clean they look. I know that sounds crazy, but there's something about the precision of the lip lines that you can get with a liquid lipstick and that they just look very put together to me, whereas I love bullet lipsticks too, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the time, especially if they're not ones that stay put very well, they can look kind of messy. And so that's something I still love about liquid lipsticks. So this is a really great sort of in-between compromise. If regular liquid lipsticks just seem a little too drying for you, this is like still a liquid lipstick, but because it's that velvet formula, is not going to be as drying or as flat. Like this is so pretty. I have loved these. I have a red shade in this too that I also really like, but I definitely preferred the nude shade this year. Okay. This next one I really changed my mind about this year. It's the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink liquid lipstick. So Maybelline has a Superstay line with their lippies. They have a matte ink, they have this vinyl ink. I kind of have changed my mind about both of them this year. I would say I like this one a little bit better. What I originally didn't love about it is that it's so sticky, and that's how the matte one is too. But I think that's how it sort of stays in place, is the stickiness and the reason why it lasts all day. So I've kind of learned to just ignore it. I still don't like it, but I've learned to ignore it because I like the look of it, and I really love the long wear time of these lipsticks. This one is more glossy, which again, I don't normally like, but because the color lasts so well, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you just have to try these. These are so interesting. I don't know how Maybelline does these, where it's like, obviously it's more glossy, so it is going to transfer. But notice how it's not a ton. Like, some of it comes off, but for the most part, it really stays in place. And that's what I love about this, is like, when you want more of a glossy look, which rarely I do, but sometimes I do, and I tend to reach for this one when I do, but it just stays in place. You don't have to worry about it getting everywhere. You don't have to worry about it going all over your face. Like, it just stays in place really well. So I totally changed my mind about these. This is definitely my favorite shade. I actually have a few shades now. I'd say peachy is my favorite shade, and it's just really, really pretty. So I have loved this one this year. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how, but it has something to do with the stickiness. So I hate the stickiness, but that's okay. I will endure because I really, in the end, like how this one performs. Now we are down to pretty much the last two. This one, I loved this one this year, and I feel like they had a hot minute and then they kind of faded out. They were sort of like, just not a one-hit wonder, but they were sort of super hot in the moment, and then I don't think anyone kept talking about them. I continued to love them, to be honest with you. This is the Rare Beauty lip oil in the shade Wonder. I have two shades. Wonder is definitely my favorite because it's just a little bit more bold. I love the packaging. It's super easy to open, like so many of Rare Beauty's components. So let's talk about why I have loved this so much. This is really more of a stain, and I think that's why a lot of people didn't like it, because it was marketed as a lip oil. When you put it on, the texture of it is very much a lip oil. It's not sticky. It's super hydrating, really nice. Now, the oiliness of it lasts about 1 hour, maybe 2, more like 1, especially if you're eating or drinking something. That's what I like about it though, because I've said many times in this video, I don't really like oily things, and I don't really like lip glosses that much. So I like that this wears off, and then it's a gorgeous stain. Gorgeous. That lasts for the rest of the day. Like, you can put it on and you can just not worry about it. It is so pretty, especially this shade Wonder. It's more of like a pinky mauve shade. Really, really beautiful. I loved these last spring. That's around the time that they came out. I bought 2 shades. I love them both. This is more of my favorite. Love it. I like that the oiliness comes off after an hour or so, but if you were intending on using it as a lip oil, I mean, you would have to just keep applying and keep applying and keep applying, because it does not really perform like a normal lip oil. It really just comes off quickly, which I know, I get it. Like, a lip oil would come off, but it feels, I've tried other lip oils. This one comes off faster than other lip oils. But what you're left with is just the most beautiful stain, which is why I save this kind of for last, because it's going to stain my lips, you'll see. So you guys can see I just used that lip makeup remover that I showed you earlier from JCat, and it's still like completely on there because this is a lip stain. But that's what I love about it. It's so pretty, and it's not a super drying lip stain. I think that's what I like about it too. Other lip stains I've tried I have not loved because they just dry the heck out of your lips, you know what I mean? This doesn't do that. So I really have loved that product this year. Okay, now we have my bonus product, because I've only been using it for about a month or so, but I've really, really loved it, and it's totally worth the hype. It's the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm, and this is the shade Vanilla Beige. This is so pretty, you guys. I reach for this all the time, especially when I'm at home. And again, I'm not one for oily, glossy kind of products, but this is just so hydrating, and it looks so pretty on the lips. I've been hearing about it forever, and I finally bit the bullet and bought it when I was in California last. And I feel like it's worth the hype because it is just so pretty, especially when I'm just around the house. When I want something that's just going to be super hydrating, especially after a video like this where I just put a lot of lipsticks on, I have just absolutely loved this in the last month or so. So I wanted to mention it because I have a feeling it'll be a favorite within this next year. I mean, I apply this like at least 3 times a day currently. It's so good. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe and give it a like. It does really help out my channel. I don't often mention this, but I do have all of these products that I mentioned linked down below. I always do. And I work really hard to organize it, so I really should mention it more. But I have been noticing more people buying from my links, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing that. I was thinking while I'm linking these products, I'll also link the videos because almost all of these have a separate video testing them out where you can hear more of my like complete thoughts, descriptions from the websites from all of these products. I always do that when I try especially new lipsticks. So I'll do that for you as well. If you're already subscribed, I hope you'll hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.